You make everyday exciting.
I want to make you smile. Kaya when it's time to eat, dapat laging special.
San Marino Corn Tuna. Punong-puno ng flavorful tuna that's rich in omega-3. Lasa pang sarap in every bite.
I'm glad I get to celebrate each day with you. Pasarapin ang love
With San Marino.
Alright, eto na. Naku, bango-bango. Napakadali lamang po ng ginawa natin in just 3 easy ways. Prepare, assemble, enjoy!
Ano ang aming ingredients of home? Onion, isang can ng CDO Carne Norte, patatas, at isang pamilyang ganadong kumain. Tara, kain tayo! Baby corned beef?
kung ikaw ay isang panaginip, ayoko nang magising. Kung ikaw ay isang panaginip.
Tikman na ang napapanaganipang beefy sarap. CDO Homestyle Corned Beef. May natural beefy sarap, kaya talagang simut sa sarap.
Okay ka lang?
Beefy sarap come true with CDO Homestyle Corned Beef.
CDO Idol Cheese Dog.
Ang CDO Crispy Burger may sarap na beefy burger na pinag-crispy.
Kaya ganado ang mga kids araw-araw. CDO Crispy Burger, crispy gana.
Feel ko, maging simple.
Feel ko, maging creative.
Feel ko. Maging malupit. Ano man ang feel mo today, may CDO Chicken Franks para dyan. Packed with homestyle sarap dahil may juicier chicken sarap na bagay for your every mood. Enjoy homestyle sarap of CDO Chicken Franks today.
Bro, anong sinabi ng cow bago tumawid? Sinabi ng... Ano? Beef! Beef! Anong tawag sa cow na masyadong honest? Meron ba nun? Di, Beef Frank.
Tuloy-tuloy ang happy vibes with the new CDO Beef Franks. Made with Angus beef. Kaya may savory meatiness and beefed up the juiciness.
Oops! Wala kagawan. Yeah! Let's beef friends!
Beefed up ang happiness with the new CDO Beef Franks.
Good morning to our university president and to our vice president for RDE, Dr. Robert Agate, guests and participants. Today's multimedia learning entitled Industry Quality Product Innovations. Our resource speaker is a graduate of BS Agriculture, major in Animal Science, the UPLB, specialized in meat processing. She had completed the following: gas flushing technology and cooking system last 2000 in Ono Foods Industrial Company Limited, Okayama, Japan. Design of experiment by Dr. Arthur Mateos last 2001. The U.S. Dairy Export Council processed seafood training last 2004 at Bangkok, Thailand. He also attended training on meat technologies by Harry Glover last 2004 in Melbourne, Australia. New trends and development of plastic industry last 2008 in Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam. Attended the technical seminar on meat proteins by Lars Thomas Christensen last 2011 in Viborg, Denmark. And ELAB Academy Food Training last 2016 in Hillerød, Denmark for advanced hardware, analytical tools, and validation solutions for food industry. She also attended ISO 9001 Quality Management System and ISO 22000 Food Safety Management System by SGS last 2011, and Anuga 2013 in Cologne, Germany, the 32nd edition of the biannual Anuga Food and Beverages Trade Fair, being the most important platform in the world for international food business. And Better Process Control by Professor Aurora A. Saulo of College of Tropical Agriculture and Human Resources, University of Hawaii in 2017. And also Food Fraud Training by SGS last 2018. He also attended FSSC 22000 version 5.0 or Food Safety System Certification last 2019 and 2020 by SGS Philippines. Designed the meat catalog for PAMPI or the Philippine Association of Meat Processors Incorporated last July 2020. And has directly responsible on the implementation of the design and development process of CDO, handles 4 major groups of research and development, namely Material Research Group, Packaging Technology Group, Product and Process Innovation and Cost Optimization Group, and the Creative Food Fusion Group. She manages the spice blending team located at Valenzuela and Malvar plants, CDO. Pioneer on creating the key focal areas of the department, namely quality, profitability, sustainability, and people. SAP champion of Bill of Materials and Product Lifecycle Management, PLM, under Product and Process Unit. SAP is a European software used in data processing of systems, applications, and products. Developer of different processed meat products distributed in markets such as retail, wholesale, food service, hotels, restaurants, convenience stores, and food institutes. She also handles the developed food products such as hot dogs, sausages, marinated products, native delicacies such as tocino, tapa, and longanisa, Chinese delicacies such as siomai, squid balls, kikiam, hams, bacon, cold cuts, dry sausages, patties, ground products, corned beef, ulam lines, breaded products, and shelf-stable products. She also worked and trained with several butchers, meat scientists, and food specialists from Bangkok, India, Australia, France, Germany, Denmark, Austria, Canada, and USA for the application of various raw material developments of products and technological know-how of complex machines for automation and advanced technology. And without further ado, guests and participants, let us welcome with honors the Assistant Vice President for Research and Development of CDO Food Sphere Incorporated. Let's welcome Baby Helen Caluyal Llamas. Round of applause for her. Good morning, ma'am.
Hello, good morning. Thank you, Mr. Dexter, for that very lengthy introduction. So, totoo po kaya lahat yun. Ayan. So, I'm so overwhelmed this morning for this invitation. It is also a great opportunity for me to meet all of you and be able to be part of this online learning activity. So to the LSPU President, Dr. Mario Briones, to our campus directors, Attorney Jay Sancon, LSPU members and staff, all of our faculty, researchers, educators, incubatees, good morning to all of you. Please allow me to thank as well and greet Dr. Robert Agatep, our Vice President for Research, Development, and Extension. Thank you, Sir Agatep, Dr. Agatep, for this invitation. Um, the day I received your invitation, it really gives me some sort of insights na, am I really capable, or ako ba dapat yung nandito ngayon sa harap ninyo to share some learnings about the industry quality and product innovation. But yung bridge that connects us is here as well. Your product manager, Miss Mary Ann Barile. She's actually my ate, my mentor, and my advisor. Ayan. So it started in a very small talk last December. So she mentioned to me some of your projects. I also gave her some insights about what's happening in the industry right now. And to cut the story short, here we are facing each other virtually. So, and I'm really hoping that I will be able to impart some new learnings to all of our participants for this morning. It is also colleagues in the industry as well. I've seen them here in the list of the attendees today. So good to see you, Ma'am Edna Mendita. Ayan, she used to work with me sa R&D. She is also part of my career growth kasi she introduced me to CDO Foodsphere because one of her batchmate, tama ba, Ma'am Edna, used to work in R&D sa CDO. So, small world lang tayo for today. Ayan. Okay, so let me share my screen. So I would like to ask access po to share my screen from our host.
Yes po, ma'am. Co-host na po kayo. You may share your presentation na po.
Okay, thank you, Edward. Okay, so are you seeing my screen now?
Yes po.
Okay, thank you, Edward. So for today, we'll be talking about industry quality product innovation. And I am really hoping as representative of our company, CDO Foodsphere, for today's discussion, I would be able to impart some learnings about product innovation and what is it about the industry's quality standards. And with this discussion later on our forum, we would be able to somehow create an integrated connection in terms of R&D from us, the private sectors, to the educational institutes, and to the agricultural sectors. It's like creating a triad for this one in order to create those technology, sharing the best practices, being able to help our people on how we could develop and really have that quality and sustainability in our economy. So with this, our company really started in a very humble beginning. Nag-start lang po yung CDO sa kitchen. Okay, CDO is actually the initials of our vice chairman and founder, Miss Corazon Dairo Ong. So she and her husband, Mr. Jose Ong, started to build this company by developing, ang unang product na na-develop nila actually is barbecue and then siopaw filling. So yun po yung unang binenta ng mag-asawa. They give up their teaching career in UST and started this very small business with their kids. And then after that, attaining yung knowledge about meat processing, she started doing longanisa and tried to offer that into different institutes like restaurants. And then one big opportunity came when we were able to supply some of the products, and the first food service account that we were able to supply with is yung Shakey's, which is still a running business in our country. So doon po nagsimula yung business ng CDO. And now, we actually have 3 plants, but we have 2 major manufacturing plants right now. The first one, we call it Plant 2. So this is the second plant. The first plant is actually located in Valenzuela, Maisan Road. We are actually using that site now as part of our warehouse for raw materials and machineries. But this second plant in Paso de Blas is our second manufacturing plant. It's still working right now, and this is the main office that we have. So most of the products that we produce here is used to be the canning and bottling and then the frozen meat products. But now the plant is being utilized to produce frozen processed meats that we deliver in different channels like retailers, wholesalers, food service, convenience stores, and hotels, restaurants, and other institutes. So it has a 4-hectare total lot size, and this plant is already fully utilized. This was inaugurated last 1997. So when we had the full capacity come 2010, we built our third plant here in Malvar. So Malvar, Batangas. So this is more than double size of our plant in Valenzuela. So located in Malvar, this manufacturing plant is actually divided into different business units that we have. So starting from the frozen meat products, the plant has its own separate plant for ground products, producing canned meat, sweet preserves, and then another separate area for our canned marine. So yung nakita nyo po kanina sa video, one example for that is our San Marino canned tuna. In Malvar, we also have our business unit here, which is the bakery plant. And then we also have our dairy plant producing some of the cheese slices that you could see in the market under the brand of Danes. And then the same plant is also catering the in-house cheese that we are using for our cheese dogs, like Idol cheese dogs, Bibo cheese dog, Holiday cheese dog. So this 23-hectare total lot in Malvar plant is one of the milestone that we have in the company. So the plant is almost fully utilized right now. All of our warehouses are also located in this plant. So majority of our products now, in terms of volume, are coming from Malvar, Batangas. So some of the milestone achievements that we have is having been recognized as the 14th brand among the top 100 brand in the Philippines by Campaign Asia Pacific. So we rank 14 in their campaign last year. And also we got the Dole Safety Seal, recognized as the first manufacturing plant accredited by the Safety Seal under under Dole. And also last year, in the midst of pandemic, we are blessed to open the first food store branch in Cebu or in Vismin region. Also, as mentioned earlier, our cheese or dairy product was awarded for its campaign in Facebook sa Dane's Cheese, having the Facebook Best Executed Long Form Video with 10 million platform views. So these are some examples of the milestone achievement that we got so far in the midst of pandemic. So having said that, yung culture ng company or the mindset that we have established is what we call growth mindset. So the process of embracing the innovation in the industry is coming from first having this realization that not all of our people are very much willing to really embrace that kind of mindset of innovation. But that mindset na you need to innovate, you need to change in despite of those uncertainties, and you have to embrace yung power of creativity. Second is accepting that if we become positive in the midst of challenges, it will evolve in us yung characteristic of innovative people. So these principles are the things that we embrace. So I think from 2019 going to 2020, for the past 2 years of having this pandemic, maybe some of you or majority of us are really facing a different kind of challenges. So for us here in Malvar, actually po bago nag-lockdown ng March, marami pa kaming mga pinagdaan ng mga challenges. So it was November of 2019 when our chairman died. That was November. And then nung January, nagkaroon po kami ng konting challenges nung pumotok si Taal. So Malvar kasi is located near Taal, but we are not within the 15-kilometer radius. But it was a very big challenge for us, how we could keep our people safe and how we could keep our production continuously producing all of those products to our consumers. And after that, we face yung challenges of the pandemic come March up to now. So there are a lot of things that we need to change, and there are a lot of systems that we need to improve. So with that, being an innovative organization is also described as a resilient one. So you need to have that innovation on your product continuously. Okay? You have to embrace people upskilling and reskilling to make them excellent. So we continually train our people, let them embrace the code of conduct of the organization. So it's a continuous journey for everyone. And then project leadership. For us, me as the person directly involved in design and development, so I'm currently handling both the research and development team from Valenzuela and another team in Malvar. So it is really a big challenge for us how we could make our product leader in the industry and how we could continuously improve all of those products and introduce new products in this changing world. Okay, so we keep our face into this one, and working together innovatively gives us that kind of strength in the organization. Actually, the last 2 years really revamp everything in our organization. It changes a lot in our system, our people, and how we work things together. So in terms of innovation, the industry is focusing on how you continuously reflect, okay? Being open on questioning the first idea. So wala yung isang principle natin sa industry is hindi pwede ang pwede na. So if you have the red hot dog, it will not stop in there. Okay? If you have your own product right now, you must reflect on that. paano ko pa ba siya mapapa-improve? Ano ba yung meron ngayon sa market? Ano yung gusto ng consumer? Okay? And for each reflection, you will see new information that you could say something na parang siya yung mga aha, 'di ba? Na meron kayong nadi-discover na bago. So you learn from reflecting on your own experiences. So in our company, we kept on doing the trends and innovation. This is under our team. So we see, we research, and we make some surveys, interviews to really see ano ba yung trends, ano ba yung innovation sa ngayon. So last year, we made this some sort of research and survey, and we came up with this purchasing behavior ng mga consumers natin. So we call it In Tune with Immune, Convenience, Elevated, and Modern Nostalgia. The In Tune with Immune is talking about yung awareness ng consumers natin on clean labels. So merong transparency. So they have to see in the label the facts, ano bang meron dun sa product. You have to put it in there because they are really looking for that. Yung mga consumers natin ngayon are having that high awareness before buying yung mga products. So they need to know what's in it. Ano ba yung meron doon? Ano yung ba yung magiging benefit nila for that? Also, we are seeing yung favorable thing about organic, yung use of organic pork, use of vegetables, having that diversification in the meat industry. So you use vegetable in your hot dogs, vegetable in your patties. Actually, we have one product that we already launched, which is under the Highlands Gold brand. That is Highlands Gold mushroom and beef. So the patties is more of the mushroom, less of the beef. So that's already launched in the market, and it's one healthy product that we offer in our market. It's one classic example how we could diversify and how we could meet plants and animals into one product. Okay. Also, there is a rise of plant-based products. Actually, this one is very big in US, and may impact siya sa atin. For us in private sectors like us in food manufacturing plant, we felt yung impact na yon. Why? Because those meat extenders are actually plant-based. So it's either soya, fiber, so it's still healthy. Now, in the industry, what they did was they eliminate the meat and they make this to mimic the texture, the mouthfeel, the flavor of the meat, which is still healthy kasi plant-based siya. And they fully utilize the capacity of all of those manufacturers in US. And no one could actually supply one for us last 2020 and even now in 2021. This one is also very successful in some Asian countries like Vietnam, Thailand. So yung plant-based, it's actually also here in the Philippines. And we in CDO are also venturing into this one on how we could introduce burger, tocino, tapa, or hot dog sausages that are plant-based. Second is convenience elevated. So this one is consuming some ready-to-eat products. And dun sa survey na ginawa namin, we saw yung convenience is very important to our consumers. So last year, we launched the meaty snacks, which you could see in some of the convenience store. Meaty snacks is actually converting the tocino into a snack. So you can see that in, I think, in 7-Eleven. we were able to do this technology, making it shelf stable, um, putting yung meat material as your daily snack. Okay, so it is in strips and it comes in 2 flavors. So actually, meron ding iba na they use the bacon, crispy bacon as a snack. So it became a healthy choice as a protein source, diba? As your snack. And then the third one is modern nostalgia. So this one is more on food fusion and mash-up of the products. So yung mga Asian cuisine to Filipino cuisine, the Korean, Indian, Vietnamese cuisine, going into the Filipino consumer taste. Okay. So meron din silang mga tinatawag na retrospective cravings. So utilizing yung mga food and stick. So kasi tayo mga Pinoy, mahilig tayo sa mga lamang loob na mga naka-stick, isaw-isaw, ganyan. So lumabas din siya dun sa survey na ginawa ng team, and this became part of the R&D team and marketing and sales as part of the basis on what products we will be launching, what products we will be researching, and continuously doing some feasibility study so that we could stretch yung research study na yon, and somehow if we are ready to launch, we'll be launching some of those items. Okay. The second one, aside from continuous reflection, is embracing yung untouched exploration to become an innovative organization. So if we are strongly attached into one idea, it limits us to see other options. Okay? So those who are more prone to innovation are able to postpone yung fixation of an idea. So wala tayong tinatapon na idea. You stay open on exploring other possibilities. So for us, we have the continuous improvement or Kaizen. So we do not stop from there. In your screen, you will see before we are using a lot of storage trays. But the technology taught us that it will be better if we conveyorize everything. So less yung handling, more convenient, more safety ang mangyayari dun sa product. And adopting some of those advanced technology na mga machineries. So we adopted also that one. We keep ourselves abreast on this one by keeping an open, active coordination and communication with a lot of suppliers for you to see what are the things that they could offer. Because yung innovation and yung development is a non-stop thing for us. So we kept on developing that one and improving and advancing all of those machineries that we have in line. So a part of that is adopting some of the technologies like X-ray machine, barcode scanning, making things more automated in our line. Continuous improvement is also empowering your people, making a digitalized manufacturing system in your line. So making them aware of what they are doing. So kahit simpleng repacker, they are part of the improvement. They need to know basically what they are doing and relating it into quality. If they do this, if they do that, what will be the impact in terms of food safety? Not just quality, but it is also interrelated with food safety. So these people are being trained and we empower them, the operators, the repacker, the people down the line who are really the food handlers. We are empowering them and giving them such knowledge about quality, innovation, and food safety. Para you will gain that trust that these people would know what they are really doing. So we introduced yung food safety system certification, the 2200 version 5.0, both in Malvar, and we are now working in Valenzuela. And we are targeting 100%, always 100% compliance in terms of statutory and regulatory requirements. So whatever yung requirement the FDA in terms of product registration, we have to comply on that. Whatever yung requirement ni BAI on shipping our products, as you would know, there is ASF. So we comply on that one. If they say walang pork products in Vismin, zero. As in, if you're going to see our report for 2020, 2021, it's a zero product for us in terms of producing that pork products in Vismin because of ASF. Also in BIR, so we adopted some systems in order for us to comply on tax requirement of BIR. So you have our SAP, we have our Anaplan, we have our Keys Flow. Kasi they have their own requirement na on how you print your sales invoice in terms of doing the business for this one. Also in DOH, now that you have COVID, for DOLE as well, DANMIS for the meat inspection, and some of the statutory requirements of the LGUs. So it's always industry standard that we need to comply 100% on all of these statutory and regulatory compliances. Also, we are compliant on customers audit. So as mentioned earlier, part of the channels that we are catering are food service. So they have their own third-party auditors that are continuously auditing us to see ang si CDO ba nagko-comply sa food safety, may quality ba yung product nila. So we really need to pass the audit, and our target is to have pass grading for this one. No critical findings. Pag sinabing critical findings, yun yung findings in your line, in your documents with your people na related to food safety. So any sightings na makikita nila na very critical in food safety will give us an automatic failure. So this is something that we really work on every time we have a customer audit. And then we in the company are also establishing suppliers accreditation program. So if anyone will be interested in supplying raw materials or your products to our company, will undergo accreditation program. So with this, it's either we audit the facilities, we interview people, we also see some documentation, and then we do evaluation of the raw materials that will be supplied to our company. Third, to become innovative organization is you have to become action oriented. So not just intellectual work, but you must take actions on what you are planning to do. So ideas without actions becomes useless. So for our company, we embrace the principles of manufacturing excellence. So there are 12, namely safety of our people, good housekeeping, and organization. It's just like 5S, but now it's 6S. Authorized formal systems. This includes monitoring forms, automating all of those documents, telling your people to do documentation, data gathering on what they have done for the day, for the month, for each quarter and annual. And then preventive maintenance. If you have machineries in line, it's really important that you do preventive maintenance for that. It's like your car. You have your regular maintenance, because if you do not maintain your machines in good condition, that will lead into production stop, yung mag-stop yung production natin because we need to fix the machine. And sometimes it would lead into halos hindi mo na magamit yung machine kasi hindi na siya maintain, wala na siyang oil, it's not being cleaned up, so it will not give the same capacity as what it promised when you invest that machine. So preventive maintenance is really important in manufacturing excellence. Fifth is process capability. So you need to know what are the capability of each process that you have, the capability, the capacity of the machine, of people, and the process that you design on how you develop or how you process your product in your manufacturing area. Product quality is also part of manufacturing excellence. So we work hand in hand with this one with our QA team. So for CDO, food safety and quality is not just a responsibility, but it is a commitment of each individual employee working in our company. Delivery performance is just monitoring the productivity of the line. So we use different tools for this one. Visual management is very important. So if you wanted to communicate something to your people, it's more feasible if they can see it every day. So we put in some ITV in their areas. Constantly, may mga audio silang naririnig, reminding them about quality, food safety, and safety of their working environment. So we utilize that one so that people are being reminded of the right things to do and how they should work with the tasks that are given to them. Ninth is continuous improvement, as earlier discussed. So this is part of our code of conduct. So part of our values is to embrace yung continuous improvement. Communication is also one. So stronger collaboration in different groups like engineering, your production people, your QA, we in R&D, sales and marketing, and even the top management are part of the communication, building that stronger collaboration in various projects that we are doing. Training is doing the upskilling and reskilling of the people. When you say upskilling, you train your people to be equipped kung ano yung ginagawa nila. For example, even us, we train ourselves, we try to seek different trainings, webinars para makita namin kung paano ba ginagawa, paano ba magtanim, paano ba mag-slaughter, ano ba yung mga klase ng meat meron ngayon, ano bang klaseng mga ingredients meron ngayon sa industry. So that's part of upskilling. But reskilling is something like a cross-functional training. If I am a part of R&D team, I'm also doing some training with production people so that I would know in principle how or where I could see yung convergence ng function namin. So that will strengthen further yung collaboration ng buong team. I'm also doing cross-functional training with purchasing, kung paano ba yung tamang procurement, ano ba yung if we establish these standards with our suppliers, understanding yung capabilities din nila, meeting halfway, but not sacrificing yung quality ng material that will be supplied or will be used in our company. So those are just examples of re-skilling training that we're doing. And lastly is the operator-led process control. As mentioned earlier, empowering the people who are operating the machines, doing the repacking, cooking your product. So those very simple but very complicated and critical functions of these people should also be given much attention, that they should be empowered because sila yung araw-araw na gumagawa ng mga products. And also, part of this is fueling the growth in the next normal for our market retail items. So last year, we launched different items like in canned goods, may spicy version ng meatloaf, may mga different flavors ang corned beef. And then we have launched actually a lot of chicken based last year because of ASF. So you have your chicken loaf, you have their chicken flakes, we have yung chicken burger, chicken ham, chicken bacon, chicken barbecue, chicken teriyaki, and then the last one is yung torikatsu. This is a breaded product adopted sa famous product ng Japanese, which is tonkatsu. So for chicken, you call it torikatsu. So we adopted that one and we developed this one as part of our breaded product items. Fourth is being opportunity focused. So it's really important as researcher that you have that keen observation, a different kind of eye that you could see opportunities in every problem. So adopting possibility or positively on those challenges will give you opportunities. So for us, yung ASF becomes an opportunity for us through PAMPI to develop a meat buyer's guide in order for us to orient our farmers, our local farmers in the industry. Ano ba yung kailangan ng mga manufacturing company like us? So we give them pork cut charts, beef, chicken, and even the mechanically deboned chicken for them to understand ano ba yung mga standards na ginagamit, which part yung kailangan namin, and ano yung pinagagamitan niya, and paano namin siya need in our manufacturing plant. So we have the ASF, it's a problem, but we use it as an opportunity to communicate, coordinate with the local farmers, educate them, and through this meat buyer's guide, be able to let them understand ano ba yung meron sa industry and ano ba yung kaya kong ibigay with the product that I have right now. Also, part of the opportunity is tapping different market targets kahit may pandemic. So with this, we are even surprised, but at the same time, we feel so blessed because we achieve more than 100% actually in our plan. So we did not really expect that the volume will shoot up kasi pandemic eh. So most of the food service that we are catering, 50% yung naging reduction nila. Diba? Kasi a lot of them like Jollibee, Chowking, Pizza Hut, Shakey's, Greenwich. So almost all of them, Army Navy. So halos lahat po kasi sila, we have our products in there. Their volume really went down 50-60%. So we are really affected. So we need to do a paradigm shift. Kasi our company used to have more than half of our volume for the food service. So very little lang or less than 50% yung sa retail. So we need to make a paradigm shift. Paano ba yung magiging strategy natin now that the volume in food service, convenience store went down? So we boost our retail performance. We change a lot in our system, in our coordination. The standard period that we are following in developing a product, we need to cut down that one because we need, at that time, we need to respond with very aggressively. So we try to coordinate with marketing, paano natin. Kasi usually, if you develop a product, it takes us 6, 8, 9, depende sa nature ng product, or even a year to develop a certain product before we launch it. Because we normally complete all of the studies. We do as mentioned kanina, 100% compliance on regulatory. So we need to get yung CPR before we launch the product, do the testing, shelf life study, and everything. But with a different approach and collaboration with these people, we were able to see opportunities on how we could still cut down yung period of developing all of these products. And I think with the more than 100% achievement from 2020 to 2021, and we're still hoping for 2022, it gives us that that idea na yung naging strategy is really, really very effective for us. Also, these are some opportunities that you could see what's in the next normal. So most of the people are really aware na about health and wellness. So yan yung mga tinitignan na ng mga tao ngayon. Paano maging healthy? Paano ko aalagaan yung sarili ko? So it's really focusing on health. So with us in the company, we are also doing those products, developing that, and researching, sourcing out raw materials that we could use for this particular opportunity of product development. Having omni-channel expansion, so a lot of online channels na pwede nang gamitin ng company. But at the same time, we have some issues on price pressure. So profitability is still a thing in the business. So this is really challenging for us. So the higher the raw materials, it keeps on increasing worldwide. This really is something na we need to really face on and see kung paano siya mabibigyan ng solusyon. Kung tumaas yung presyo ng baboy, ng manok, ng baka, ng mga raw materials na ginagamit natin, what should we do? So, aside from cutting down yung magiging volume, the approach is how we could reduce yung wastages in the manufacturing area, in our offices, reducing some of the budgets na pwedeng hindi muna ito, pwedeng ito. So, instead of just focusing on how you could reformulate your products to reduce the cost, we keep it because quality is very important in the company. So it's a collaborative thing for us. So it's not just the manufacturing, but the whole entity of the organization is working on this one. Last is the value for money. So you still need to give value for your consumers. So pag binili nila yung product mo, what's in it for them? That's always a question in your mind when you develop the product. So we need to give that value for money. If even if it's what you call a value added product, kasi yung line of products that we have the super premium under the CDO brand, the Highlands brand. Those are super premium products. We have mid-range brands like Holiday, Big Time, but we also have the value added brands which is under Bingo. So these are quote unquote low cost items that could be something really affordable for some of our target market in class D and E. But kahit pa sabihin nating low cost product siya, you still need to give value, the taste, the texture, and what they are getting still really healthy or not. What's inside the product should still have that value. So with this, we are also seeing opportunities na mag-explore ng mga alternative raw materials for poultry, beef, and pork because meron na kasi tayong tinitignan na possible na magkaroon ng meatflation, especially for the beef because what happened in 2020, so when you raise your beef, it will take months before you could harvest that. So if they stopped last 2020, and if there's still high demand for beef, so we are seeing some shortages right now and some drawback of what are the losses that they have in 2020 and 2021. So with us, the organization, we are looking into ano ba yung pwede pa naming gamitin as possible alternative of poultry, of this beef material, of this pork material. It could be something plant-based. It could be something that probably is already in the market or it's being produced, and it's something that we are looking into feasibility study that we could research na we could somehow replace part of the meat materials that we are already using in our plant. Next is mental resilience. So we all know how important it is to have that mental health. So you take those information and accept that into a more constructive way. Okay. So for us, we keep the value of our people by building security and protection to them. So we are proud to announce that we are 99.9% fully vaccinated employees in our company. And we have an ongoing drive for booster shot. We have yung coordination with our LGUs to help our people take their booster shot already. And of course, part of it is making a safer working processing area for them. So we monitor LTA. LTA is lost time accident. So we monitor that one. So we are also blessed to have figures pababa, meaning mas kokonti yung na-aksidente. Because when you say LTA, yun yung pag may na-accident today, umabsent siya bukas, that's already a loss. Because hindi siya nakapasok. So the thing is yung magiging output niya nawala because of accident. So that one is very important in the industry. Also conducting mental health and well-being seminars. So we have what we call Malasakit Mondays. So we have that webinars to our people from the top management to Mancom to our supervisors down to our rank and file, and even the third-party people who are serving us in the logistics, in cleaning up the areas, the canteen. We are catering these webinars to them. So lastly, in our organization, we become a resilient one if you embrace innovation. So being resilient is coping up with all of those uncertainties that you are facing and integrating that innovation to make your industry more stable and make your organization adaptable to whatever changes. So the product innovation is really important, but at the same time, it's not just product, but also the people. You have to train them and make them excellent. And those projects that you will have always be the one that would lead the industry with your innovation. So with that, let's all together lead innovatively in whatever industry you are into right now. So having this, we are spurring innovation in food and agriculture at the same time. And I'm hoping that we were able to learn what product innovation is and how the industry established yung quality standards for our products and raw materials. And hopefully this opportunity given will create a roadmap to have that integrated partnership with us, the manufacturer, in the private sector, the educators, and our people who are in the agricultural sectors. So again, thank you everyone and magandang umaga po.
We will now proceed po with our open forum to be moderated by our project manager, Ma'am Mean Barile. Ma'am, take it away po.
Good morning. Punong-puno, no? Siksik na siksik. Kagaya ng Bibo hotdog. Ang ating discussion, ang ating presentation ng ating resource person. Thank you so much. I call her B. Thank you so much for the very comprehensive, from a kitchen venture now up to to become the 14th in the business industry CDO. And you've been in the industry for almost 24 years. So hinasundan mo yung growth and progress ng CDO. Kaya nagpapasalamat kami kasi we have startups now and we have research in the university, research innovators, researchers, food innovators in the university that are into this research and development. At ang dami siguro nilang gusto daw talagang itanong sa atin. Ang dami ng prinsipyo, no, from the mindset to the action, to the pandemic mental resilience na kailangan natin sa ating pagnenegosyo. I just would like to read this a message from our startup, spin-off startup of from the university, no, sa Liangka, from Anika Technology of the university to Liangka, no, to Liangka as her own spin-off enterprise, starting baby startup. Sabi niya ni Professor D.B. Capilos, it is very inspiring to learn about the humble beginnings of CDO. I can only wish that someday our products would stand side by side with these already established ones. It will take more than luck and a lot of hard work plus persistence. So sinagot na po yan ng ating expert, no, sa kanilang thread sa ating chat box. It's your turn. This is your platform. You requested this. Na you want to know what is the industry is looking for innovation. So andito yung expert natin. Sabi ko nga sa kanya, kahit nakapikit ka, I'm sure you can really answer all our questions pagdating sa pag-start ng small, sabi nga niya, idea lang, no? And then they continue to innovate. Sabi nga niya, ang dami na nila ngayong, ang dami nila mga brands from this into become spicy and so many flavors. So they continue to innovate kahit may product na sila, diba? Okay, from our startups here, ang dami, from our farm owners here, ang dami yung questions sa akin before that this is your time to throw them away. Just raise your hand. May ano dyan. Siyempre, very dynamic and complex ang sistema, no? Kaya just ask, no, kung saan nyo nakikitang pwede kayong ano. Eto, may question si Ma'am, Prof. Libby pala sa chat box. Meron po bang products ang CDO na ang raw materials ay indigenous fruits and vegetables? Because she's into this venture, Ma'am.
Okay, thank you po for that question. Actually, yung chairman namin, si Mr. Jose Ong, is actually a farmer. He's a fisherman also. That's why we have yung marine plant. It's all his idea. So, may konting farm here in Malvar. So, yung mga harvest na mga mangga, we put it in a bottle, make it a pickled mango. And then we also launch medyo export lang po siya, yung langka that we raised or yung nakukuha kasi dito sa may bulihan maraming nagtatanim ng langka. So we try to develop that one and deliver it into export. Not much here in our local market yung bottled langka. So for now, yun yung meron kami sa lineup ng product. But I think the thing is, as mentioned, it will not stop us from there kasi we are really sourcing out ano ba yung meron sa local na pwede naming ma-explore as part of our product. So we even have some of the projects na meron kami ngayon is putting in some vegetables in our hot dogs for our kids. So we're doing what you call consumer test for that. Kaya lang ngayon medyo nag-stop kasi we could not gather them, pero late last year we were able to put up yung house-to-house testing. So we deliver to them our products, putting in some vegetables in our hot dogs and what will be yung reaction ng mga consumers natin on that one. So those are some projects that we're currently working on. And if may mga items tayo, mga products na sa tingin po ninyo ay pwede naming matry, give us the idea and give us the resources for that one, and so that we could also see how we could incorporate that in our product based on the goals that we set for our products this year or maybe on the incoming years.
Okay, so there's that suggestive gesture opening to all our incubatees, innovators in the university na ito yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Baby kanina, yung spawning innovation, no, in food and agri roadmap, in integrated partnerships from academe, industry, and private. Ano ang meron sa inyo? Anong meron sa university? Anong technologies? Ito yung question ko, ma'am. Question kasi ni Ma'am Libby kasi she's into indigenous technology, fruit processing, like mga santol-based or mga concentrates on like bignay and lipote vinegar na very indigenous and very masarap. How could we fuse yung technologies na ito ng university for CDO to consider in their line of products?
Maganda po yung may other sources of vinegar. Ngayon ko lang narinig yun. So, kasi we have, marami sa atin kumakain po ng bopis tsaka sisig. So, malaki yung volume namin for that and it's using vinegar actually. So, I think we could explore a different flavor, infusing that to our products and presenting that to our consumers. And let's see kung magiging winner item siya in terms of, offering a different flavors. Kasi it's one stop for us. The Tocino line from the Fantastic brand, Tocino lang siya before. Now, iba-iba na po siya. So, meron na kaming teriyaki, meron ng barbecue, and a lot more that we wanted to put into this brand or this item or product line that we have. And marinating the pork, chicken, or even the beef line with those items could be a good idea for us to explore.
Okay, so Ma'am Libby, take note of that, ha? So posible, no? This is very possible that the products or innovations or ideas of the university, even the private, no, yung mga farms natin, we can explore that spooning creativity and connectivity, no, between and among. So this is just a start, Dr. Agate from R&D office. This is, I'm sure, a start of new beginning, new mindset for the university to really consider integrating our innovations to industry scale. Okay, there is a question po dito from from Sir Dex Cosme of the College of Fisheries. Good morning po. What fishery products are you developing, if there is, currently? According to your research, what fishery products can be a potential raw material for your industry if we are to venture in value addition of some aquaculture products? What can you advise po?
Okay. Currently, we're using skipjack and blue mackerel in our product line. Nag-explore din kami for tuyo and then tawilis. But unfortunately, tawilis, we could not do that anymore kasi na-limit na siya for harvesting tawilis. But right now, the industry is facing this shortage of supply, especially in skipjack. Not politically naman siya, pero we are seeing that yung pag-capture dun sa West Philippine Sea is ito yung nagiging impact niya kasi wala na talagang ma-harvest. We have people in southern area in Mindanao that usually go in there annually and we're harvesting fish pa from that area para magamit namin sa line. But ngayon, we are really sourcing ano pa ba yung fish na pwedeng magamit kasi yung harvest is really very low as of this moment.
Okay, so thank you, Sir Dexter, sa question. Yeah, we could have, projects, fishery projects with CDO, like the College of Fisheries producing raw materials for the fishery products, a line of CDO project, R&D project, Ma'am Baby. Ako sanay, Ma'am Baby.
Yes po, ate.
Okay. Thank you, Jan. Ano yung fish species na sinabi mo? Ano yun? A fish species?
Skipjack and blue
Skipjack.
mackerel.
I don't know what are those terms. Mackerel, I know. Oo. But how about freshwater, freshwater species? Bangus, tilapia, because we have so much of this.
Yeah, when we have harvest of bangus, meron din po kami in bottle and in can. So if available yung bangus, meron kami. But the limiting factor lang for bangus is maliit yung bote. So yung size ng bangus should fit in doon sa bottle. So yun lang yung challenge doon. So kung nakikita niyo po yung mga naka-bottled bangus, so pag kinat mo siya, yung pinaka-belly niya or yung ulo or buntot niya should fit in doon sa can or mostly yung malalaking bote. So yun lang yung nakikita namin challenge for that. And then on frozen meat, we tried to also see using yung bangus belly, boneless bangus belly as tocino bangus, tapang bangus, ganon, ang marinated item. So those are one of the product lines that or projects na naka-library sa amin. When you say library, pinag-aaralan na kasi yun ng team namin. So if ever marketing or sales will need such product, kinukuha lang nila yun sa portfolio namin. So medyo nag-a-advance, nagwa one step ahead kasi kami in terms of research. So if my sources, yun din naman yung magiging part of requirement namin. So actually, I talked to our procurement team, yung purchasing, kasi I mentioned to them that I will be talking to you today. So just in case that there will be some materials that will be offered, ano ba yung magiging gauge natin. So it's really important yung ano yung volume na ma-offer, yung stability ng supply, and then or kung meron siyang seasonal, kailan yon. So those are things na initially pinag-uusapan kasi if it will be harvest at this season, so we need to manufacture that, stop from there, and then make the product stable para at the next harvest meron pa uli. So continuous kasi dapat yung magiging supply niya. So a lot of challenges, may mga limitations, but I think the possibility is there because we already done the finished product for that. So
Yes.
yun po.
Thank you, no? So there is hope, no? The windows are open for our innovators in the university for that, no? She already talked with the procurement department. Ang question, kaya ba nating i-deliver? Once they decided to get our materials from the university and farms, kaya ba natin i-sustain yung kanilang need for a certain raw mat or technology or what, no? Question, I have 4 plates, no? So hindi ko agad makikita ang inyong raise hand. Just unmute and then pakilala lang from what or where kayo galing, from LSPU or from farm, para lang din for recognition.
Ma'am, may question po si Sir Joseph sa chat box po.
Can you read it please? Oo, hindi ko nakita. Sorry.
Sige po. From Sir Joseph po, sabi niya, we in Inciclo is producing organic inputs for organic farms. We have compost for fruit and vegetable production and our larvae as source of organic feed for animals. Can we apply for accreditation as organic input supplier? Thank you. Also, since we are converting organic waste, baka pwedeng yung waste nila sa production in the Malvar plant, if kaya ni BSF or Black Soldier Fly larvae, ay kami na ang mag-treat and convert into organic inputs. That's from Sir Joseph Navasero po, an outwall startup of ATBI.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Navasero, for that question. Um, yeah, I think I could refer you to our safety team working on the environment management system of our company in terms of getting the wastes in our production for you to convert it into an organic input. Okay. As mentioned kanina, part of the survey and trends that we saw na magkiklik dun sa consumer ngayon is clean label. So using organic raw materials is one of the options that we have. Actually, we're currently having an agreement into one of known brand, and isa kasi dun sa product nila is with clean label. So you use all natural resources instead of food preservatives or food chemicals that are being used in the product. So for example, instead of using sodium nitrite, you use a natural source of this one. Kasi merong mga items or materials such as celery that could be a natural source of sodium nitrite. So that could be part of the clean label for the product kasi it will give an added value dun sa product, and using organic sources is also part of the consideration that we could use. Kasi normally, pag nagkakaroon kami ng brainstorming with marketing, lagi nilang tinatanong, ano pa yung pwede nating i-claim? Ano yung pwedeng i-add dun sa product? Ano yung pwede nating i-add na value? So, kasi as you would know, ang impression pag processed meat, hindi masarap yan, walang duda doon. Pero hindi yan masustansya, 'di ba? Hindi ka dapat kumain ng maraming ganyan kasi processed food siya. So still, that is our challenge. That's why yung putting it into a clean label is one of the project that we have in our research. So it could be part of the clean label, the organic and the natural sources of those raw materials.
Yeah. Okay. I hope it's clear, Sir Joseph. So we will connect you with CDO as far as your technology, is concerned. Okay. Thank you so much for that answer, Ma'am Baby. Any more from the floor sa ating room? Pagkakataon na ninyo, marami akong tanong pero ayoko namang i-dominate. Please ask your questions, especially sa mga startups natin. Ma'am B, itong we have farms po kasi dito, and then ang unang tanong nila is how are their farms, and the CDO, like yun nga, private academe and industry relationship. Siguro gusto nilang makita paano, like for example, we have Adores farm dito and other farms producing mushroom. So paano kaya ang magiging relationship or supply, posible ba na maging potential market ang industry ng kanilang mga produce?
Yes po. Actually, dun sa list of participants natin ngayon, majority yung nakita kong mga items nila are mushroom. So, mushroom, as mentioned kanina, is part of our item right now, yung Highlands mushroom and beef. And we are also looking into, pwede kaya yung mushroom could be partially replace some of the meat materials that we are using right now, because as you would know, yung mushroom, when you bite it, may fiber siya, may snap. So ang flavor, it's the natural umami, 'di ba? So yung mga processed meat kasi ang connotation, maraming MSG. Pero sa CDO po, pinagbawalan na rin po kaming gumamit nun. But some of the items we must declare if it is with MSG. So makikita nyo po yun sa label. But when I saw it again dun sa participants, yung mushroom, kasi eater din naman po ako ng mushroom. So we may consider it as partial replacement of the meat material. Part of the presentation kanina is we are really looking into alternatives kasi I don't know if hanggang kailan po may meat supply. Okay, so parang ang ano doon, we need to see not the not really yung maging equal but it's more on equitability, yung hindi puro meat yung gagamitin mo pero marami pang ibang resources, 'di ba? So para in the future you still have those animals for the future generation. So we need to see the balance in there. It's also part of our social responsibility, the thing that we consume na sinusupply sa atin ng nature for that one. And then in terms of relationship, well, actually, I think sometime in 2011, we had this opportunity to coordinate with Kalaka farmers through one of our major food service account, getting fresh onion sa local farmers. Nagkataon kasi they have a lot of production, and then ang ginawa nung customer namin, they tap us ng mga suppliers nila na interested to get yung mga onion. So also with coordination ng DA, so they connect us and then we go to the farm and see yung mga products nila. So yun yung naging coordination namin with direct to the farmers to get yung mga fresh white onion, fresh red onion, and fresh garlic kasi we're also using that one. The thing lang for that scenario is ang pinaka-challenge nung mga farmers natin that time is the price to compete with the imported one. So yun yung isang naging challenge for that kasi the production locally becomes more expensive. So we in the private sector and probably the government, some of it are being subsidized. So we also tend to give a partnership with them para pag every time they have harvest, we could get some of the volume from these local farmers. So yun po yung isang classic example that we have right now, that we are really tapping the local farmers. Even yung mga local pork suppliers, we are also getting some from them. Unfortunately, because of ASF, hindi rin po kami makakuha sa ngayon because most of the materials or the farm right now is still recovering from ASF. So yun yung isang example din for the meat industry naman. And then for other farmers, that's how we could start yung possible partnership. I also talked to kasi we have this Odyssey Foundation, that's the social responsibility arm of the company. So we're doing some community services then near Valenzuela and Malvar. Some of the households here, children, yan. And then yung mga small farmers din. Like here in Malvar, we're actually using fresh egg. Sa industry kasi marami nang pwedeng maging alternative yung fresh egg, but we keep a certain volume to get those fresh eggs from the nearby farmers para meron silang pagdadalhan ng mga na-harvest nila na fresh eggs. Kasi sa industry, marami nang pwedeng maging alternative ang fresh egg. But we still maintain certain volume and we still keep that into our product in order to help yung local farmers nearby the Malvar plant. So yun po.
Okay. Open, ano? And when we were talking yesterday ni expert, ni Ma'am Baby, we talked about the second installment already of this webinar, and that is she already suggested the CDO Foundation to handle and discuss the services of the CDO for farmers, communities, and I'm sure a lot of you will benefit from that. Kasi nandun na, we have already a linkage in the company. So we will just formalize in a few days, Ma'am Baby, di ba?
Yes
I'd like
po.
her to speak on that. Dapat manggaling sa kanya, hindi galing sa akin. So how is this CDO Foundation could help LSPU and our incubatees, researchers, in facilitating and continuing this partnership, ma'am?
Yes po. Actually, I talked to our executive director of our ODC Foundation, Miss Jelia, and to our purchasing manager, si Miss Mary Grace Manalang, about this session that we have and the possible second session if we will be establishing a partnership with the farmers as possible sources of our raw materials. So what I got from them is that we already have some programs on that, and the company is actually open for that. We would see all the possibilities on how we could assist and get the products, share some technologies on, and explore some researches that you have, and at the end of the process, paano siya mapupunta sa product namin. Not just paano siya mapupunta, but maybe or possible na ma-expand pa niya yung products that we are offering. Kasi kung pwede siyang maka-develop or pwede kami ring maka-develop ng another product, new product out of your products. So yun yung isang pwedeng maging outcome nung possible na magiging session natin for that. So they're already aware of this forum that we have, of this online learning. So we are very much willing to have another one, but this time maybe we could sit down with our procurement team and see kung paano sineset or paano pina-process yung if you're going to supply yung mga existing items that we have. Or secondly, paano natin i-establish yung new items that we could explore. Like for example, the mushroom products, I think I saw also in your list that you have your calamansi puree, mga ganon. Actually, we're using that already. And then the vinegar, and then the fish, the type of fish that you could offer. So yun po, I think we just need to realign again for another activity in that sense. Maybe completing all of those information of the participants and getting them connected with our procurement and our ODC Foundation if needed.
Okay, so that's it, no? I told you, no, we're opening a lot of windows in this webinar, and we will really see and go into many things after this. So maraming salamat. Ako na lang ba talaga ang magtatanong?
Thank you as well po.
Yes,
Hello po,
Edward.
ako po may tanong po.
Ay, yeah. Oh, and also, Ma'am Tess, nasa US siya ngayon. I'm sure late na naman siya matutulog. But she's next, Edward. Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Edward.
Okay po. So yung, hello po Ma'am Bibi, yung mga incubatees po kasi namin, kumbaga sa subject din po kasi na yung mga products nila sa product compliance, gaya po ng laboratory testing, shelf life testing, ganun po. Kapag po, given po halimbawa po na tapos na po yun, masasabi po ba na yung products nila ay industry quality na o may certain parameters pa po na kailangan nilang pagdaanan para po masabi na itong produkto na to ay pwede na pong i-market sa industry level po?
So if the product is you already have the product registration, natapos nyo na yung shelf life, you are ready to pack it, Yes, it could be an industry standard as well. But as mentioned kanina, not just the product, but the system that you are using on how you produce the items, the people working with you for the product, it is also important. Kasi like for us, we're doing a supplier accreditation. So part of it, we audit our suppliers. So we wanted to see as well yung compliance ng mga suppliers namin in terms of food safety and quality. So nagigear lang din kami kung ano yung mga requirements ng FDA for that. And kasi part din kasi siya ng certification that we have. As mentioned, our company, our plant in particular is FSSC. So may food safety certification kami from a third party. So part of the requirement kasi nun is they are also checking yung roster of suppliers that we have. Are we able to audit them? Are they also compliant? So ganun yung mga nagiging requirement natin sa industry. So pero minsan pag nag-i-start up, we are also open na i-orient sila paano ba siya. If you do your shelf life and if we are going to store that one in our warehouse, we also work with them. They give us the product and we'll do the shelf life as well in the condition of our warehouse. So if they have their own facilities to do their study for shelf life, that's also doable naman. Pero all of those data, we share that one para mas maging kompleto. Mas alam nila kung paano siya hinahandle ng mga manufacturer like us. So kasi ganun din yung ginagawa namin. If we develop a product naman to our customer, the first thing is we do brainstorming. Paano nyo po ba iluluto yung product? Paano nyo po ba siya ihahandle? Saan nyo po siya dadalhin? Ano po yung gagawin nyo dun sa product? Or sila naman yung magtatanong sa amin, paano ba namin iluluto yung product nyo? Saan namin sila pwedeng ilagay? Gusto kong magtayo ng ganito, gagamitin ko yung bacon mo. So, paano ko siya iluluto? Anong recipe or anong menu yung po pwede? So, it's a collaborative thing when you establish yung ganong klase ng partnership. So, it's a two-way partnership that we are doing. So, it's not a one-way lang. Kasi, we are seeing yung learnings and opportunities for that sense. I hope I answered your question, Edward.
Yes po. Thank you po.
Okay, thank you, Edward. And before we call on one of the deans, no, in the university, would like to call on first si Ma'am Tess ng farm owner ng Adores Farm. Ma'am, what time is it now in the US?
7:20 p.m.
Maaga-aga pa po. Sige, ma'am, go ahead po with your question, ma'am.
Okay. Since kung tama ang pakinig ko, na we are out of or kukunti na ang ating meat diyan sa Pilipinas kasi gawa nga tayo wala ng mga baboy na masyado. Ngayon, is it possible na sa meat area, could we use rabbit on that way instead of the mga pigs?
Thank you, Ma'am Tere. Can I call you Tere po? Yeah. Sa question po na yon. Actually po, sa industry, ginagamit na yung rabbit meat. The advantage of which is very prolific yung rabbit. Madali kasi siyang dumami. Okay? Dito lang sa Philippines, at hindi pa kami gumagamit po nun. Pero nakikita na namin siya and we are seeing some researches on that one in US and then in Europe. Kasi actually, last 2020 pa siya, nung nagkaroon po ng ASF and then avian flu. Kasi for info din po, yung lahat ng poultry supply from Europe is already banned. So we could not get any poultry supply from Europe. So you could just imagine yung yung ganong, as in, ang dami kasing supply sa Europe ng chicken but we could not really get one. So it's only US who could supply us the chicken material that we would need. Pero ang ano lang po kasi doon, marami ring chicken sa Pilipinas, pero yun din yung wina-wonder namin, ba't hindi kami makakuha ng manok sa Pilipinas. So the rabbit meat, I think there is already a farm here in the Philippines. As mentioned kanina, sourcing out possible alternative for our current meat material. But initial study shows that yung rabbit po kasi malapit sa family ng beef. So medyo nandun yung ano niya, profile ng rabbit. And then we are also checking out kung ano yung magiging yung concept of using rabbit meat, kung paano siya tatanggapin ng mga Pinoy. Kasi alam naman po natin, ginagamit kasi siyang pet, 'di ba po? Pero yung rabbit kasi na to is a different breed. So it's really intended for meat production. Like just like baboy, iba-iba din siya ng breed. May breed talaga for meat production. Meron ding breed na for pet na baboy. So yung chicken ganon din. So yun po Ma'am Tere. Rabbit meat could be one of the option. Pero yun din, sourcing out kung sino yung nagpo-produce na in the Philippines, kung ano yung magiging capability, and then we'll see kung paano po. Kasi I'm not yet sure if in terms of slaughtering rabbit meat, if we have that one already in NMIS. So we also need to check that with DA. Kasi, and then with FDA, if they will be allowing us to use rabbit meat. So that's one, Ma'am Tere.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ma'am Tess.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Oh, choppy na si Ma'am Tess, no? Thank you for that one. We have actually rabbit production. Dr. Agatep mentioned last time when we were talking that the university is starting to have this produced. Also, we have the Prime Share Farm in Cavite, Laguna, one of our outwall incubatees producing rabbit. And they are into product development, no? Rabbit adobo, rabbit lechon. Masarap daw. And yun nga, I think no, we have to have educational campaign na hindi rabbit na pet o rabbit na pakalat-kalat ito. This is rabbit for meat production. Yeah, so siguro this would take time, I'm sure. Pero there are a lot of potential into substituting rabbit meat sa pangangailangan ng ating industry. And farms no should prepare on that. I'm sure Miss Baby will keep us updated no sa kanilang R&D in terms of this matter. Natawa lang po ako kasi hindi ko alam na meron palang baboy na pinipet. I mean, may baboy, pig breed pala na for pet.
Yeah. One here. We have
hindi ko alam. Hindi ko po.
Our is Jefferson, is fat belly. Yeah, our pet.
Talaga. Okay, so that stigma kasi no na pag rabbit. Even my husband who is an agriculturist said, "Oh, and Mr. Bart already educated him na rabbit is classified as poultry." O di ba? Mga karagdagang mga impormasyon na hindi natin alam, na nadadagdagan. Kaway-kaway po sa ating mga kasama dyan sa Adores Farm. They're all wearing red now. Kaway-kaway dyan. Ang dami nila, no? Nakalista lang si Miss Melissa Paulo and Miss Marietta Chavez. Pero sa likod nila ay napakaraming nilang farm. And ayan, Adores Farm. Napakadami nilang produkto sa farm. And they are also producing the antimicrobial tawa-tawa soap, no? And hand mist sanitizer, a collaboration of Adores Farm, LSPU, and FPRDI from ADOS technology, FPRDI technology. So Yeah, I'd like to call on, no, there is a chat message dito. I'd like to call on the Dean of the College of Business Management and Accountancy ng ating university, CBMA. Ma'am, Dr. Grace, you have a question daw po. Sorry, hindi ko nakikita ang mga kamay niyo po. Yes, ma'am, go ahead po.
Good morning po. Good morning po sa lahat. So actually po kasi kanina kasi nung na-mention po ni Ma'am Baby Llamas na parang nag-export sila ng langka, something like that, langka po ano. So kasi po just recently, katatapos lang kasi na feasibility study, final defense ng mga students namin, and isang group po kasi doon talaga ang na-present nila is the jackfruit meat gourmet. So sabi ko parang may potential, pero ano po talaga, nag-promise ako sa mga bata na these products is i-refer ko po talaga sa AATBI kasi nakita ko yung potential ng mga products like that one, jackfruit meat gourmet, and then the other one is the Nipa palm sugar. So parang ang ginawa po kasi ng mga bata, kung ano yung abundant sa kanilang area, yun yung in-experiment nila. So itong sa Nipa sugar, sa area daw po kasi nila, yung mga Nipa palm, ginagawang wine at saka what do you call this, vinegar. So yun daw first na nakatas, itinatapon ng mga farmer kasi matamis daw yun. So yung sumunod na mga katas, ang ginagawa nilang wine o kaya vinegar. So naisip ng mga bata na since matamis siya, why not na gawing sugar? So nag-research nila, pwede daw naman pala. So ayun, naging isa nilang output nila. So Nipa palm sap sugar yung ginawa nila. And then the other one, eto nga po yung pinatikim nila sa amin. Actually itong langka jackfruit meat gourmet in 2 flavors merong caldereta and then hindi ko ma-recall yung isang flavor so pinatikim nila sa amin. Then we have this rice coffee, we have this vegetable cupcake. So ang daming products ng mga bata. So sabi ko sige, i-refer ko doon sa ATBI. Kasi these are young entrepreneurs, di po ba? So since meron tayong ganito ngayong webinar, so ang question ko po is how CDO po can help these young entrepreneurs through ATBI po. Kasi madami po talaga yung mga potential na product na ipinresent sa amin ng aming mga estudyante. So merong mga burger, fish burger patty, mga vegetable shakes, vegetable cupcakes, so mga something like that na pinresent nila sa amin. And sabi ko, since mga kasi ang problem lang po kasi talaga walang hindi na nila na laboratory test. So since sabi ko, sige, puro edible naman yung ginamit nyo. Okay lang muna since feasibility study yan. Pero sabi ko nga, ilalapit natin to sa ATBI para naman kung sakali. Kasi itong mga bata, ma'am, ito talaga ay nagkaroon sila na free taste test sa mga area nila, and like doon sa Nipa palm sugar, meron na talaga mga doon sa area na nagsabi na kung itutuloy nyo, pwede kami mag-invest. And then this one nga dito sa jackfruit meat gourmet, yun din, nung nagpatikim daw sila sa area nila, may mga nagsasabi na bakit hindi nyo ituloy. So ang problem syempre ng mga bata is yung puhunan, and then syempre mas gusto nilang ma-improve yung mga products. So i-refer ko sa ATBI, and then yun nga po, how CDO can help these young entrepreneurs po natin.
Baby?
Thank you po, Miss Grace, for sharing that one. It's very interesting that our young entrepreneurs are really being innovative in that sense. Hindi ko pa nakikita yung product, pero hearing yung application or the technology that they use is really innovative in itself. The langka as meat gourmet can be part of our study. And then, yun nga, yung
talaga ay mano-mano ang ginawa ng mga bata. Lalo sa sugar, hindi ko alam kung paano nila, masasabi nila, ma'am, lahat po yan, mano-mano talaga namin ginawa. Opo.
Yes, opo. So, I think what we could do is if that could be shared, kung ano yung technology or the process that these students have done, and then what are the materials or where we could get yung resources for that one. We could help exploring it and converting those or that technology or that feasibility study into a finished product. And then we'll see if we could conduct consumer test for you on that sense. If that will pass, I think our marketing or even sales could line up those products as part of our NPI or new product introduction in the market. So as mentioned po, yung alternative for meat is really important for us. So whatever yung mo-offer ng local farmers natin and the industry that we have in the Philippines will really help us a lot exploring those raw materials that we could use for that sense, kasi we need to, it's also our responsibility not to really use up all of those meat materials, kasi we need to save some for our future generations, 'di ba? And that kind of innovation, putting in langka, your nipa, or any other plants. Kasi actually, Miss Grace, meron akong isang naging participation in Valenzuela po yun. Maraming mga participants, gumawa sila ng mga burger out of different plants. So, meron
Yes,
doon
ma'am.
banana, may langka.
Yeah, oo.
So, may
Yung
mga
pong
ganon
isa,
po. Opo. So,
meron po kasi isang nag-present ng embutido na gawa sa puso ng saging.
yes, opo, ayan, yung puso ng saging, mga ganyan. So, siguro ano po talaga siya, if we'll be getting those kind of products direct from our farmers, our procurement team could help us out, and then we in the technical team could also help the farmers paano ba siya i-establish, kung mag-harvest sila, paano nila i-deliver sa amin, and so on. Pero if we'll be doing some researches like what you have mentioned, I think mas magiging feasible yon sa atin, Miss Grace, kasi you already have the process. What we just need to do is to try it, to convert it into a commercial scale, make it in an industry standard, if that will be feasible. And then second one is to check if that could be acceptable to our consumers. So,
Thank you
okay
very
po ba
much,
yun, Miss
ma'am. Opo.
Grace?
Thank you po. Thank you. Malaking tulong po sa mga estudyante. Ano po. Thank you po.
Thank you rin, Miss Grace.
Okay. Thank you, Doc Grace. And napaka fruitful, no? That also sparks, no? I'd like to inform Doc Grace that we will have an LSPU Olympics, will involve all our young entrepreneurs in the university to really compete, and it has a prize for a startup grant, no? I'd like also Ma'am Grace, Edward, to please coordinate with Doc Grace of CBMA and encourage these young entrepreneurs to submit the proposals, process composition technologies to our AIM Picard Innovative Startup Grant. Kasi they really need student entrepreneurs, no, in this innovative, so that doon yung component ng AIM on the business level, and then the Picard on the funds or the financial aspect. So baka mag-qualify itong mga estudyante natin dito. Grace, Edward
Thank
will
you po, ma'am.
communicate.
Thank you.
Will communicate with you regarding this innovative products po na minention nyo. And we
Yes,
will
po.
connect po with you. Thank you, Doc
Thank you
Grace
po.
Yes, okay. We have a raised hand from Prima Cassava, our outwall incubatee, Ma'am Edna.
Yeah, good morning. Hi, baby. Tanong ko lang yung may na-mention ka ng mga sweetened products. Ano-ano kaya yung mga sweetened products niyo?
Hello po, Ate Edna. Ate ko din po siya. Ayan. Currently, bottled nata and kaong, and then some langka, kasi export lang din po siya. So, yun yung meron kami ngayon sa sweetened lines and sweet preserves. Both bottled and naka-pouch.
Pero, I mean, may plano na halimbawa mga fruit cocktails, mga ganyan. Kasi yung composition din ng group kasi may mga farms. So, para din siguro, para meron din silang idea anong kailangan itanim or pwede itanim for them to supply you, parang ganon. Fruit cocktail, perhaps, may line up kayong ganon.
That I need to check with our condiments team sa R&D, but I think they are also exploring such kind of project kasi may collaboration kasi kami doon sa isang machineries na yung makeup and then may film kasi they are also working out for some projects on that, exploring yung mga different fruits that we could maximize din kasi yung line namin for gas flushing that is in pouch and then yung possible na nakakap. So yeah, thank you for raising that po, Ate Edna. I think we could probably get that idea from our condiments team kung meron na silang ongoing study for this one.
Also, since ako yung product ko ay cassava, main ingredient. And then I found out na talagang maraming nagpo-produce na farmers ng cassava. So do you have any line up for this product, yung as raw material yung cassava?
Currently kasi Ate Edna, we're using cassava starch for
Okay.
now. Pero yung product ninyo is as in the raw cassava, right?
Oh,
Tama ba
pwede.
ako? Yeah.
Marami kasing farmers, especially in our area, dito sa Lamesa, Calamba. Ang daming supplier ng cassava. So, prolific yung supply. So, I wonder kung paano din sila pwede makasupply with you, pwede kasi mag-organize ng isang cooperative para maging volume yung or one source lang. Tapos mare-represent niya as sa company like you as one supplier, parang ganun.
Yeah. I'm just thinking kasi po, currently we're using a lot of cassava starch in our product. But if your item is more of the as in fresh, honestly, we haven't tried using that one to replace the powder one. But I think if we could have some feasibility study on that, and one good thing if we have that local supply and kung yung prolific yung volume niya. Kasi majority then of our cassava starch are imported. So we're also experiencing some delays, lalo na po ngayon. Kasi yung mga shipping vessels are sometimes they don't want to travel na yung ibang mga companies kasi talagang too expensive, especially right now the fuel is really going up. So we're hoping na hindi siya mag-up into $4, but I think baka mag 80 pesos na siya, pero hopefully not. So yun yung mga ibang challenges eh. So yung talagang ma-empower natin yung sourcing na ano ba yung meron sa local, and then kung magiging fresh siya, maybe we will do a different approach because the fresh one is already with higher moisture, tama po ba? Versus the powder. So I think if we could reduce some of the moisture in the formula, that could work out. So it will have a simple tweaking lang in the formula kasi we deal on what will be the composition of the raw material. So kino-consider din naman namin siya, but if in this case marami pala tayong ganon dito. So tingnan natin, Ma'am Edna talaga. Masarap po yung kasaba ni Ate Edna, masarap.
Yeah, sabi na.
Pinromote.
Kailan kaya ang taste test na? Ma'am Edna, no, you're saying
Yes,
that prolific itong kasaba natin dito sa Laguna. I mean, and then the CDO needs the starch form. Why don't we process? If we have a technology to process it into that ang tawag doon, starch form, kasaba. Why not? No,
form.
para ibigay natin yung need talaga, and instead of importing, I mean, we have local farmers to help.
Sige po.
We'll see at
see.
to address that one. Please note.
Thank you.
Sa ating team. Thank you so much, Ma'am Edna. Do you have more? I guess we can take just 1 or 2 more questions.
Ma'am,
Yes,
may
yes.
tanong po si Ma'am Rose sa sa chat box.
Ma'am Rose,
Ma'am Rose Peña
can
po.
you read that, Edward, please? Thank you.
Okay po.
Ma'am Rose of Solomon Farm in Quezon.
Apo, here's Ma'am Rose Peña's query. How do you manage shortage of raw materials in production and or price increase of raw ingredients? Thank you po.
Thank you po, Miss Rose. In terms of price increases, so in planning kasi, we're doing what we call outlook prices. So, for example, for 2022, we do an advanced planning na last year. So, we project na yung forex may go up to 52. So, lahat po ng mga cost of goods sold namin, yung mga raw materials, binabudget na po namin yon using yung forex na 52 para alam namin kung magkano yung possible na gagastusin namin for the raw materials. So with that, may certain level kaming sineset na pag nag-go beyond na yung cost ng raw materials natin into this one, 2 things yung possible na mangyayari. Certain percentage will have to do some reformulation on the product, but the reformulation is putting in alternative instead of using this one with the same parameters or with the same quality. So the finished product will undergo rigid consumer test kasi we have to make sure the product will not be significantly different on what we are offering already in the market, and the quality will not suffer. Second is, may certain point din po kasi na yung nakikita ko rin in terms of our commercial team na lumilipas yung probably 3 or 6 months before they will declare certain percentage of price increases on our items. Kasi as much as we can absorb all of those price increases, we do. As mentioned po kanina, we limit yung wastages. So meron kaming tina-target, halimbawa po ang yield ng hotdog namin. Kunwari lang, figure 90%. Ang production, ang nagiging target nila, 91%. So whatever we could save with that 1%, yun din yung ginagamit namin to compensate yung mga price increases on raw materials. Now, in terms of shortages, this is really a big challenge for us. So advanced planning is really key for this one. Kasi pag wala kaming advanced planning, ang hirap po, hindi kami magkakaroon ng continuity on our production. So may certain period wherein we forecast na pagdating ng month na to, 0 na yung magiging inventory nito. And the buying prices of this raw material, if we will buy it now, magiging ganito siya. So we do the calculation already, and from there we could see if do we need to do reformulation or do we need to remove na lang that material in our formula or hindi naman siya significant or whatsoever. So ang nagiging strategy din ng R&D is to do formula simplification. So we simplify the materials that we are using and yung mga functional ingredients that we have in our products. We see to it na we build partnership with these people. And by building that, kapag alam nilang magkakaroon ng shortage, sila na rin yung naghahanap ng alternative for us. So I think that's one of the key elements na nagiging action steps namin to face yung challenges on shortages and price increases of our raw ingredients. Thank you po, Miss Rose.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Ma'am Rose, for your question. And if there are more, I think we can get one last one. Okay. I'm sure no, this webinar is really very fruitful no, sa lahat. Kayo man ay university innovator, researcher, may mga existing technologies and developing innovations. So we benefit a lot, no? Ako as the incubator of the university, on behalf of the team, would like to really express our sobrang pasasalamat sa CDO company for allowing the Associate Vice President for R&D to be with us this morning and enlighten us